Good morning, students. I am your IT teacher, Sangeeta Menon here, presenting in front of you Information Technology subject for Standard 11. See, children, this is the front page of your Information Technology textbook. Okay, this textbook will be available on the bookstall. If you don't have, you can take the PDF from me. Okay, Information Technology is a subject which is a regular subject for you all, and in that you have the following syllabus. See this? Okay, you have first chapter which talks about the basics of information technology, the second chapter which talks about DBMS, that is introduction to database management system, the third chapter is impressive web designing, fourth chapter is about cyber law. Then comes the next thing, that is skill oriented practical. Okay, this skill oriented practical will be based on all the four any of the skills in from the following list. First is your daily computing, that is your LibreOffice. Okay, then you have website development, that is website designing, and the software which you will use will be HTML5. Then you have accounting package. Okay, accounting package, that is GNU Khata. Okay, after this packages you will have digital content creation, that is how will you create a digital photography, how will you do editing, how will you do many things using GIMP and Inkspace. Then the software which is used for DBMS, that is PostgreSQL. SQL you will have to learn all the commands and all. Okay, now to develop this practical you have to know Linux OS, LibreOffice, okay, which is the office used in Linux platform, then PostgreSQL and GNU Khata. So the installation of all these and how to use this, everything will be showed in this practicals. Okay, now coming on to the first chapter of your syllabus. The first chapter of your syllabus is Basics of Information Technology. Okay, it deals with the definition of information technology and ITC, to understand the concept like data information, various concept of IT. Then you have the different details about what is the features, the uses of the operating system in IT, then architecture of the computer, units of memory, concepts related to internet and its type and its networks, then the recent trends which have enabled by IT, and what are the careers once if a person chooses IT as the mainstream in the career. Okay, now coming on to the first topic of your chapter, that is introduction to information technology. So in this the author says what is the definition and what is information technology actually. Okay, so information technology is the has great influence on the aspects of our life. See, in today's world most of the thing which we do is digitized. Okay, right from booking something on the internet for your day-to-day life to most of our students, most of our parents in today's world do banking through mobile only, either mobile or through the computer. Nobody goes to the bank to pay a bill or deposit money or transfer money nowadays. It is very less. Mostly in the lockdown banks were closed, so what was done, everything was done using your e-banking or mobile banking. Clear? So that was happening from the home only. Every person who wants to do some transaction will initiate the transaction from the application which the bank provides to the customer, and through that only the transfer of money or the transactions, all kind of transaction, that is payment of the bills, was done using applications only. Okay, now this also is a part of ITC and communication. So for example, the apps which were used for transaction are Google Pay, PayPal, Paytm, Bheem app, or see, now banks, there are many banks. State Bank gives its own app, then Punjab National Bank gives its own bank, then HDFC, ICICI. So many, all the banks will give their own apps to us. Clear? Now first comes there after this. Okay, for doing all these things you need something called as internet connection. Even to join a class online, you need an internet connection, you need connectivity. You should all at least have a router, a Wi-Fi router, or a broadband, or a 2G, 3G, 4G connection available on your phone or your residence to connect to the lecture. Clear? Now comes the basic concept which is used in IT. What is a data and what is an information? See, suppose children, you scribble your name on a notebook. Okay, you scribble your name on a paper and you write whatever is your name. So now you are scribbling in your own way. Okay, you don't have a format for that. For example, whatever is the alphabet, your name, suppose it is Ram, you write RAM. Okay, so you can write Ram in any way. You can keep Ram R capital, AM small, or you can write everything in small words. You can write it in simple normal writing, or you can write it in italics. The way you write, you can write it. So there is no any format given for it, you write it anyway. So when a data is what? Data is something which can be any text, which can be any number, it can be any kind of fact which you are writing, okay, or which you are using. But when it comes to information has a format. It has to be in a very formatted way, and it allows the user to use this information not once but whenever it is required by the user. The information should be available. Okay, so in the textbook, see this diagram, it is given highlighted. Data can be anything. It is written, example of the data is given as Umbar, 1234 XYZ MG Road, Calcutta 9118440, like that it is given to you. But when you write the same thing in the form of an information, see the change. It is XYZ, that is XYZ is the name of is considered to be the name of the person. Okay, then you have 1 2 3 4. It can be any data, it can be any number. Okay, and then comma MG Road, then Umbar 84084. So this can be the pin code and Umbar may be the place. Okay, then comes Calcutta and 919 continuous 9 ones. So this could be the mobile number. Okay, so in this way the words are randomly set to form an information. Okay, in the above example, what happens? Data appears in a random form of number and word, whereas information appears in a form of contact details which a person can be shared by a person named XYZ. Okay, clear? Coming on to the next part, why we need this information? What is the requirement for this information? Information is needed because you can use the information, you can store the information somewhere, and you can use this information long term as well as short term to make the decisions which are required for your organization. Now in this age of information, what happens is technology has become a part, so everything is digitized, so that's why you will store the information. Now what are the various concepts of IT? Before getting into the details, let's understand what is a computer. Now see, the computer, as everybody knows, the first part is the word computer. The computer was originated in the year 1989 by Charles Babbage, and he derived the word computer from a Latin word. Okay, Latin word computere, which means to calculate, which means to count, which means to sum up or to think together. Okay, so an electronic device which accepts information from the user, processes it accordingly, and add instructions given to it and gives the result from the instructions given to it is called as a computer. Now, computer style, computer system, what is the working of computer, how it works. Computer can process any type of data. It is not like that it will process only English based language, or it will process only mnemonics or something program based content. It can process anything, that is, it can be a data, it can be an image, it can be a graphic. Okay, it can process any kind of data. And a computer performs five major operations. First is, it performs irrespective of the size or irrespective of the function, it performs five different functions. Okay, the computer you use can be from any kind of, any kind of, can be manufactured by any kind of company or any kind of manufacturer. It can be made by IBM, it can be made by it can be made by HCL, it can be made by Dell, it can be made by Acer, it can be made by Asus. So these are the various computer manufacturing companies which are present in India. Apart from these, there can be one or two more brand, but all these forms accept or they are made by Intel architectures. Okay, so Intel is the first uh, organization to design the CPU. Clear? So now coming on to the next thing, it accepts the data or instruction from the user by the way of input. Okay, it stores the data somewhere or the other. It can process that data as and when required by the user. It gives us the result in the form of output. It also controls all the operation inside the computer. Okay, so the next thing in your syllabus is architecture of computer. What is a computer architecture? When you say that the computer is made by this, that, then computer architecture is a specification which is dealing with what type of hardware you will use, what set of software you will use, what are the standards interact to form a computer. Okay, so if it is a hardware, then what set of applications you will use, or what set of operating system you will use. If it is a if it's a software, if it is a hardware, what will be the size of the RAM, ROM. Okay, and then what will be the motherboard, what will be the data size, data bus and address bus size. So that all comes in the category of architecture. In short, architecture refers to the computer design and how it works. Okay, so what is an architecture? In case of a computer, it refers in which the hardware system of the computer is made, and how it works using the software and the operating system along with it to perform the task which is designed by the user. Okay, so I hope you have understood everything. We'll meet in the next lecture. Any doubt, please write in the comment section. Okay, please like, subscribe and comment on this video. Okay, it is this. If you understood everything, please like, subscribe and comment on this video. Thank you.